What's going on, and welcome to Joe's Geek Show, the video series where we talk comics, and in this video, I'll be giving you my October 16th, 2019 comic book pull list. Alright, so it is another Wednesday, which means I've gone to my local comic book store, picked up a small stack of comics, and I'm ready to present them all to you. And like always, I've classified these books from DC to Marvel to small press, and let's get started. Kicking it off with Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Batman Nightfall. And this is a book that I've been kind of anticipating because ever since the introduction of the Dark Multiverse with Scott Snyder's and Greg Capullo's Dark Knight's Metal book, we know of this interesting dark multiverse place where a lot of the same stories end up playing out, but in some cases, these stories such as the death of Superman, Batman Nightfall, and so on, they get kind of turned on their head. And now we're gonna start getting books based on the Dark Multiverse, starting with this Batman Nightfall, and from what I can tell on the cover, I'm guessing is character Azrael after he got turned into Batman, after Bruce's back got broke, and decides he's gonna keep being Batman. Maybe he wins the fight against Batman instead of the other way around. Personally, I try to stay as much away from what's going on in this book as humanly possible. I just know maybe some cliff notes because I'm hoping to be taken off guard by something amazing. Next up, we've got Flash Forward, issue number 2, continuing Wally West's redemption as he goes off into the multiverse, having to complete tasks given to him by a multiversal interdimensional being known as Tempest Fugonaut. And at the end of the previous issue, he ended up on the Earth of Calvin Ellis, also known as President Superman. And the first book was pretty good. I think it was a good start to the story arc, and I cannot wait to see what happens next because, oh boy, I tell you, after Heroes in Crisis, Wally West needs to be fixed. Thanks, Tom King. Thanks a lot. Now we're moving on to Justice League, issue number 34. And if you want to know what's been going on in Justice League as of late, you can go ahead and click right up here because I've got a nice little list of Justice League stuff, especially when it comes to Year of the Villain, which has been such an interesting and fascinating story arc inside of Justice League where it's justice versus doom. There's time travel, there's old Flashes meeting new Flashes, new Supermans meeting old Supermans, Kamandi, Tiger People, Perpetua, Apex Lex. It is a full house in these stories, and they are good. And I'm especially looking forward to this issue because we get the Justice League Unlimited or Justice League Beyond, however you want to look at it. It is the future Superman with Terry McGinnis as Batman and Warhawk and all the other awesome characters. How much they're actually going to appear in this story, I have no idea. But it's still cool to have them. I mean, anytime they make an appearance in the comics, it makes 12-year-old me very happy. And the last of the DC books is Frank Miller's and John Romita Jr.'s Superman Year 1 Book 3. And finally, this book has concluded. And it's been okay, I guess. In my reviews, I say that between book 1 and book 2, the stories just feels very standard, nothing really new going on. Just really Frank Miller and John Romita Jr.'s take on Superman's origin, which does not span over the course of a year, not even close. It's more like Superman year 25. And with only 3 books in this story, it's gonna be really weird to see how they get him, especially from the way the second issue ended, how they get him into Metropolis, into the Daily Planet, and just being Superman. Because a lot of the story is mostly just fast-forward type of storytelling. You get a set of story, you fast-forward so many years, you get a story, you fast-forward so many years. So that makes me kind of question how this is all gonna wrap up. And now we're moving on to the Marvel, starting with the J.J. Abrams and Son Spider-Man, issue number 2. And issue number 1 was a book that actually kind of surprised me. I didn't really know what I was going to be expecting, and I was pleasantly surprised. It's a story that's more about Peter Parker and Mary Jane's son than it is about Peter. Though I'm sure he's gonna go through some kind of arc of his own inside of the story, because as of right now, he's a bit of a deadbeat dad. He just kind of works and works and works and works and leaves his son to be raised by Aunt May. And after how the last issue ended, it seems that the main focus is going to be about Peter's son, Ben Parker, becoming the new Spider-Man. And the only other new Marvel book this week is X-Men issue number 1, because, well, I've been hearing so many good things about House of X, Powers of X, and I just missed them. I just decided not to pick them up because I wasn't too impressed with the X-Men stories that had been coming out prior to, but I just kept hearing from everybody, such as Dark Knight Nation, Second Street Marvel, and even Nerd Scum, that the X books were actually pretty good under Hickman. So I thought, okay, X-Men number 1, it's new to this week. Let's see how it goes. And that completes the Marvel books. Now moving on to the one and only small press book this week, and that is The Crow Hack and Slash issue number 4. And I still gotta read the last 2 issues, bit behind in the reading, but I'm slowly getting there. And that completes my October 16th, 2019 comic book list, and I would like to know what you picked up today. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. And if you like this video, I'd love it if you'd smash that like button, share it with some friends, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and ring that notification bell for more comic book content. And if you're wondering what to watch next, consider one of the 2 videos down below. Alright, take care, have a great day, let's read some comics! And as always, stay geeky.